Imagine unlocking a hidden chapter of history like deciphering a sacred code written thousands of years ago. Today, we're stepping into that mystery, uncovering ancient prophecies about Jesus that are rarely, if ever, discussed. These aren't vague predictions, they're detailed, striking revelations pointing to his life, his suffering, and his resurrection, painting a divine portrait of a plan set in motion long before he walked the earth. Long before the birth of Christ, scattered across scrolls, oral traditions, and forgotten writings, were prophecies so detailed, so mysterious, that even the wisest scribes struggled to grasp their meaning. Many of these texts were hidden away, lost in caves, buried under the sands of time, or intentionally suppressed by those who feared what they revealed. And yet, when pieced together, they unveil an astonishing picture of Jesus centuries before his name was ever spoken in Bethlehem. One of the earliest, whispered among desert prophets, spoke of a branch that would sprout from the root of Jesse. This prophecy was written at a time when Israel's kingdom seemed broken, lifeless, and hopeless. Yet hidden in that imagery was a foretelling of Jesus, a descendant from David's line, rising from what appeared dead, carrying new life to the world. Early rabbis debated the meaning, but after Christ's coming, the imagery became clear: a branch bearing fruit not for one nation, but for all creation. Centuries before crucifixion was ever practiced, an ancient psalm described hands and feet being pierced, garments divided, and lots cast for clothing. To those who first heard it, the words made little sense. But in light of Jesus' death, every line aligned with haunting precision. What seemed like poetry became revelation. The suffering Messiah was foretold in exact detail, long before Rome even devised the cross. Another prophecy described a servant who, when accused, would not open his mouth in defense. He would be led like a lamb to slaughter, silent before his executioners. This was unlike the kings and prophets of Israel's past, who often called upon heaven for judgment. Instead, here was an image of humility, obedience, and surrender. The prophecy painted a picture not of a warrior with a sword, but of a shepherd laying down his life for his flock. Few know this one. Hidden in Hosea's writings is a phrase, "On the third day, he will raise us up." At the time, people believed it spoke of Israel's renewal. But many early believers saw it as a direct foreshadowing of Jesus rising on the third day, defeating death not only for himself but for all who would believe. A mystery overlooked by many, yet fulfilled in the resurrection morning. Another ancient voice declared, "I will make you a light to the Gentiles, that salvation may reach to the ends of the earth." To Israel, salvation was a promise for their people alone. Yet this prophecy shattered those boundaries, pointing to a Messiah whose mission stretched beyond borders, languages, and bloodlines. And indeed, Jesus' message ignited a movement that spread from a small corner of Judea to every nation across the globe. Buried within the writings of Moses was a peculiar blessing: a star will come out of Jacob, a scepter will rise out of Israel. For centuries, it was a puzzle. But then, wise men from the east, following a literal star, came seeking a newborn king. They recognized what many missed, that even in the earliest days of Israel, the Messiah's coming had been written in the heavens themselves. One prophet wrote that the shepherd would be struck and his sheep scattered. Another foretold betrayal for 30 pieces of silver, and even that the money would be thrown into the temple and used to buy a potter's field. Every detail, down to the coins, mirrored Judas's acts centuries later. Such precision could not be coincidence, it was prophecy fulfilled in the darkest hour of Jesus' life. Some prophecies remain mysterious, still unfolding. They speak of a day when the Messiah will return, when justice will roll like mighty waters, and when the kingdoms of this world will bow to a greater throne. These texts, often neglected, remind us that prophecy is not just about the past, it is about the eternal story still unfolding. When we gather these hidden words, we see not random predictions, but a divine thread woven through of his life, his suffering, and his resurrection. Join us as we explore the forgotten scrolls, mysterious scriptures, and divine messages that reveal the extraordinary plan of God, written long before Bethlehem. If this story moved you, don't let it fade away like the prophet's words hidden for centuries. Share this message, leave a like, and subscribe to J.Chanel for more powerful revelations of faith, hope, and truth.